This interactive session is on lyric writing. Before we start the session, you could think of a topic for your song. For inspiration on song topics, listen to songs that you like and try and describe the overall meaning of the song in 1 or 2 words. Pause the video and think of some potential song topics. When writing lyrics, it can be really useful to use set structures. A structure is how the different parts are put together. In songwriting, you often have an overall structure which is made up of smaller individual parts called verses. Let's start with these. To help you write your verse, I'd like you to ask yourself these 3 questions. A phrase is a sentence or part of a sentence. How many phrases would you like your verse to have? Well, for inspiration, I listened to some songs that I liked and counted how many phrases they had. The verse in Billie Eilish's song, Everything I Wanted, has 4 phrases. I had a dream, I got everything I wanted, but when I wake up, I see you with me. In comparison, her song Ocean Eyes is built around 3 phrases. No fair, you really know how to make me cry, when you give me those ocean eyes. Having thought about it, I'm going to choose 4 phrases for my verse. Now that you've chosen the number of phrases in your verse, how long will each phrase be? I listened to Queen's song We Will Rock You. I've noticed that in some sections, the phrases are really long. Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing it in the street's gonna be a big man someday. But other sections are really short. We will rock you. We will rock you. Therefore, I'm going to write my first verse with long phrases, but when I write other sections, I might consider making the phrases shorter. Amazing! So you've now chosen the structure of 4 longish phrases for your verse. A rhyme is a repetition of similar sounds like gloom and gloom. It can help create balance in a verse. How are the rhymes going to be arranged in your verse? In most music, the rhyme is on the last word of the phrase. So I hope if I do that, my song might get some praise. Like in George Ezra's song Shotgun, I could rhyme every line. Or every other might be best, why don't I give both a test? Every line would sound like this. I'll be riding shotgun, underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. Now I'll try, give each line a miss. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of, once in a lullaby. To be different, I'll rhyme the first line with the second, and the third line with the fourth. What do you reckon? Well, you didn't actually have to tell me your answer in rhyme, but it sounds like a great idea to me, to rhyme the last word of the phrase, and to choose which lines to do this on. To recap, when writing a verse, ask yourself these 3 questions. How many phrases would you like in your verse? How long will each phrase be? And what will be your rhyming scheme? Pause the video here and see if you can develop a verse. Now that we have a verse, we can think about the overall structure of the song. To help you do this, I'd like to introduce you to a common structure that many songwriters use, known as AABA song form. This form is made up of 4 verses and became very popular in the 20th century. The first, second and fourth verse, labelled A, are similar, whereas the third verse, B, adds contrast. In terms of lyrics, the A sections should have a similar verse structure, so the same number of phrases, phrase lengths and rhymes. And the B section should contrast with this. An example is the song The Great Pretender. Have a listen to the lyrics and see if you can identify these elements. Oh yes, I'm the great pretender, pretending that I'm doing well. My need is such, I pretend too much, I'm lonely but no one can tell. Oh yes, I'm the great pretender, adrift in a world of my own. I played the game, but to my real shame, you've left me to grieve all alone. Too real is this feeling of make-believe, too real when I feel what my heart can't conceal. Yes, I'm the great pretender, just laughing and gay like a clown. I seem to be what I'm not, you see. I'm wearing my heart like a crown. Let's take a closer look at the verses. The first, second and third verses, labelled A, are each made up of 4 phrases, whereas the third verse, B, contrasts by only having 2 phrases. Also, the phrase length is around the same for the A verses, but is slightly longer in the B verse. Finally, the rhyme scheme is also the same for the A verses, which rhyme the last word in the second and fourth line coloured in blue, well and tell in verse 1, own and alone in verse 2, and clown and crown in verse 4. On the third line of the A verses, there's also an internal rhyme, coloured in red here. Such and much, game and shame, and then B and C. This is a great structure to use when songwriting, as there is a lot of repetition for the listener. The slight contrast in the B section halfway through helps keep the audience engaged. You can, of course, make your own structure. Other common ones are A, B, A, C, or even just A, 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 A. I hope you enjoyed this video. Lyric structures help you take control of your lyrics by adding technique to your creative process. As always, remember there is no right or wrong way. Make something that is individual to you.